A lot of people don't like the newer Karn model, and that criticism is often applied to the World Eaters Berzerkers as well, largely because of how dynamic the poses are. They are mid-sprint, leaning forward, fully committed to motion. The usual complaint is that they're difficult to kit bash or repose, and honestly that's fair. My perspective on this is probably not the same as most people's, solely because I entered that hobby so late, or recently I should say. I've only been painting Warhammer minis for about a year now, 6 months seriously and consistently. So my only experience is with Primaris models and these newer refreshes of the Chaos or World Eaters kits. My perspective is definitely that of a newer learner, and I've only been employing the simple tactics of black primer, white zenithal, and then the color base on top. Going from there, bringing out the definitions that I want, but keeping it pretty simple. And if I take a step back and actually compare these with the Primaris kits, which definitely look good and intimidating, but they're so straight and stoic. They don't have any of the aggressive flair of Chaos, but they also don't benefit as well from zenithal priming. Much more of the kit, at least from the top-down perspective, is exposed. Whether or not this is actually the case is completely besides the point, because this is just what I have come to believe from my very short time painting in this hobby. And while it's helping me make some really interesting minis, I don't think it's really helping me be a better painter, because there is this really interesting and cool dynamic pose, but I'm never really engaging with it. But in hindsight, I wasn't doing that either when I was painting the Primaris, which are much more stoic and static. So when I finally got around to painting Karn, I decided to put much more thought and effort into painting this mini, going beyond the zenithal prime and shade washes that I had been doing before. I put more effort trying to blend colors where I didn't really think it was necessary. This put me down a rabbit hole of actually having much more forethought and consideration to what I was trying to accomplish as I painted before I did it. In the past, I was very much a put paint on the mini and make choices as I go. And that worked out fairly well, but sometimes things just kind of ended up disconnected or boring. Most notably with my Magnus. I actually had to go back and redo almost all of it because the choices just didn't make any sense. In the end, I had so much fun putting this forethought and effort into this mini that I went back and I tried new things on my Berzerkers when they were already mostly done, just needing the gold trim. I found that trying to make a convincing OSL effect is my main project from now on. I think it just looks really cool, and when done really well, it can add such an interesting flair to even a boring mini, along with the interesting color choices that light reflecting can actually have on colors, something I really didn't consider before, and I'm really looking forward to learning more about and practicing. In summary, these dynamic poses, when built around instead of trying to fight against, can really add to even the simplest of minis like these Berzerkers. I think the base choice too also really helped to use the dynamic pose to help sell the idea of motion and danger. Why exactly these minis are sprinting as hard and as fast as they can. They're trying to get over terrain that's trying to kill them just as much as the enemy before them. These minis aren't perfect. My paint job is far from a masterclass. It's far from even an intermediate, but I'm really happy with them, and I'm really happy that I feel like I'm getting better. And I'm only getting better because I'm using videos like this to go back and look at my own work, to see the mistakes that I'm making so I can actively fix them the next time, or to see if I'm making the same choices over and over again when I need to try something else and push myself to do something a little bit different instead. If you've made it to the end of this video and you like this kind of content where it's all about learning through the process of painting, I hope you stick around and learn more with me. Thanks for watching.